So the third example that Holy Spirit is giving us in this message was more personal. So Holy Spirit says, in fact, let's look at something that may seem much closer to your everyday experience. Let's look at anger. When you have a thought of anger, or when you act on that thought, you may judge yourself as having done something that is inherently wrong. And that is how I felt at the time. But if all experience is merely experience for experience's sake, can any experience be wrong? Can any experience be judged? Wasn't the experience that was desired experienced in that way? Didn't it happen just as it was meant to happen? All right, now I've already talked about the metaphysical level. I've already talked about the tiny mad idea. I've already talked about the fact that we are one, choosing to have an unreal experience, so we can answer a what-if question. I've already talked about the fact that I have seen for myself that the world is not real. And so I know that what A Course in Miracles and what Holy Spirit is teaching here is true. But again, anger is more personal. So when Holy Spirit gave me this paragraph, there was something that I saw that was also more personal. Not quite as metaphysical as the story of the tiny mad idea. What I saw is that whenever I was angry, it was because I chose to be angry in that moment. You know, my daughter might do something. You know, what's something she could do? She might say she doesn't want to do her homework and throw her textbook across the room, and I got angry. But what I saw as I received this paragraph is that I chose to get angry. I could see the decision in the mind. Holy Spirit allowed me to do that. See the decision in the mind. Now listen to this paragraph again. Let's look at something that may seem much closer to your everyday experience. Let's look at anger. When you have a thought of anger, or when you act on that thought, you may judge yourself as having done something that is inherently wrong. But if all experience is merely experience for experience's sake, can any experience be wrong? Remember, metaphysically, what would it be like if everything was different? Let's have a what-if experience to answer that question. If all experience is merely experience for experience's sake, can any experience be wrong? Can any experience be judged? Wasn't the experience that was desired experienced? Wait a minute. Didn't I, in the moment that she threw the textbook across the room, didn't I choose to be angry? Didn't I experience what I chose to experience? And if all experience is innocent, and by that I mean if all experience is merely finding out the answer to a curious question, what would it be like if everything was different than it is? Aren't I discovering my own answers? When I choose to be angry, and I am? And what am I learning, by the way? If I'm really paying attention to purpose, meaning I'm paying attention to the idea that I want to know what it's like if it's different from heaven. I'm trying to experience this and see if I like it. Okay? If I choose to get angry and hateful, and I'm angry and hateful, instead of judging myself, can't I simply ask, did I like that? Was that good for me? And if I find that it wasn't, since I'm the one that made the decision to get angry, then can't I decide next time not to? Next time she throws a textbook across the room, can I choose not to get angry? And then can I ask, did I like that? Which experience did I like better? The experience of peace or the experience of hateful anger? Is it possible that instead of judging myself, that if I look at all of my choices, realizing what we're here doing, asking a question, what would it be like if everything was different than it is it possible that I might learn my answer faster? That I might learn the difference between what I like and don't like, want and don't want, faster if I'm really paying attention? Might I learn that I don't like hate, but I really enjoy love? Might I learn that I don't like being angry, but I really enjoy peace? Is it possible that I might learn that what I really want are the attributes of God or the attributes of truth, or that what I really want is the truth as it is? And is it possible that that might just help me make the decision to awaken faster? And in fact, if we remember that every time we're listening to judgment, we're listening to ego, we'll realize that judging myself for getting angry is not going to be helpful. But observing my decision to be angry, observing without judgment that I chose it, this is what it felt like, and that wasn't particularly pleasurable. I think I won't do that again. You see how quickly we could learn? And by the way, is it wrong to learn that? Is it inherently wrong to make a choice to get angry, to experience anger, and then to realize that's not what I want? How could that be wrong? Can any experience be judged? Wasn't the experience that was desired experience, and in that way, didn't it happen just as it was meant to happen? And isn't it okay? Because we're learning the answer to our question that in our freedom we were allowed to ask. And by the way, we're doing it together, and nothing real is being hurt anyway.